So the title of the new book is Fate and Destiny. The subtitle is The Two Agreements of the Soul. And the notion behind it is that in order to be born, a person has to make it an agreement to be in life. And then it turns out there's two levels to the agreement. One is fate. That is to say, a person has to be born at a certain time, in a certain place, with a certain body, to a certain family, in a certain period of history. So fate has to do with all the specifics and all the limitations. Fate has to do with inner complexes that restrict and trouble a person. It has to do with anything that limits life. And eventually it has to do with the fact that life is fatal. That is to say, in order to come to life, a person has to agree to die at the end. So fate, strangely enough, is at the beginning and then it's at the end. In the meantime, destiny is almost the opposite energy. Destiny has to do with transcending limitations. It has to do with reaching great destinations. It has to do with an eternal thread that's woven through each person's soul and that is secretly pulling them in certain directions in life, that's pulling them towards a kind of revelation of the deep self within them. And what I'm writing about is both the limitations of fate and the kind of surprises of destiny, and then I'm taking it a little further and saying a person has to actually face their fate to find their destiny. That the old phrase, the twist of fate, is actually the twist of the uniqueness of that person's life in which is hidden the thread of their destiny, the destination that the soul had when it agreed to come to life in the beginning. If a person doesn't face their fate, they may never find the deep resources and the natural gifts that they brought to life. And if a person doesn't risk their destiny, they might find at the end that the whole thing wasn't worthwhile, because at the end of life, they say, God has only one question. Did you become yourself, or did you become an imitation of someone else's life? Fate and destiny are the two agreements the soul makes, and the two issues that we struggle with all the way through our lives.